Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace an AutoNumber with an append query. Whether you've deleted it by accident or if the record has become corrupted, there's a way to get it back, and I'll show you how. Today's question comes from Samantha. Samantha says, I'm in tears. I accidentally deleted a customer. I have a backup and can add his record back to the table, but he gets a new AutoNumber. Is there a way to restore his old customer ID so I don't have to re-enter all of his orders, contacts, etc.? Well, yes, Samantha, you are in luck. There is a way that you can reuse that ID. Now, normally in my classes, I tell my students not to get used to being able to do this because you really shouldn't. But in an emergency, something like this, or you got database corruption, it happens. There is a way you can reuse those IDs. It's not easy, but I will show you how to do it. This is a last resort. Now, normally what I would tell people is if you have a backup, restore the backup. But sometimes people don't make backups on a regular basis. Oh, hold on. I've got a slide for this. Wait a second. Yeah, this is my favorite slide. I always put this up whenever I'm showing how to do append queries or update queries or anything that can change the database in a major way. Normally what I would do is I would tell people, okay, if you've got some corruption, restore your backup. If your backup is a few days old and you've added lots of stuff since then, you can go in and try to repair it and copy things here and there. But like you said, if you have some deleted customers and you want to copy them over from your backup table, then you've also got to relink them to all of their child records. Customers have to link up to the orders and the contacts and all the other stuff that's related to your customer table. Or if you have records in your order table that are corrupted or deleted, you've got to link it up to your order details and your products and all the foreign keys, the values in the other tables. You don't want to have to change all those. Now you can. You can run update queries and change all of those values because they're just long integers. But if you can simply replace that ID, that AutoNumber in the original parent table, that's a lot easier. Let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. Here's an example of two tables. This one's a customer table. It's got all your basic fields in it. Customer ID, first name, last name, email, address, city, state, phone number, all that good stuff. Simple customer stuff. In fact, this isn't my basic customer template. You can download it from my website. I'll put a link in the description below the video. I've added a second table here to represent a related order table. I cover setting up relationships between multiple tables in my expert classes, Access Expert Level 1 and 2. What this represents is you've got an order ID, that's your primary key. It's the AutoNumber for this table. Each order gets its own unique identifier. The customer ID is called a foreign key. All right, this refers back to the AutoNumber in the customer table. So I can see, for example, these three orders here and this order down here were all placed by customer 1. In fact, if you sort this column, it makes it easier to see. Let's sort smallest to largest. There's customer 1's orders. There's customer 2, customer 4, and customer 5's orders. And yes, you'd have more fields in here like the order date and other where it was shipped to, if it's paid. But for the purposes of class, here are the three fields that I put in here, right? The primary key, order ID, the foreign key, which is customer ID, and the order amount. The customer table has become corrupted, or you accidentally delete Bill Jones. Goodbye. Right? Click, delete. Now, if you go to add Bill Jones back, notice he's now customer 12. That's because Access normally does not let you reuse these numbers, and you can't come in here and change them by typing over them. That's not allowed. Now, you could fix this situation by opening up the order table and changing all of these 5s to 12. This is the foreign key. It's only a long integer. Normally, if you're using a form and a subform in your database, Access makes that relationship for you, and it automatically puts this foreign key in here. Watch Access Expert 1 and 2 on my relationship seminar if you don't know how relationships work. And in this particular instance, I could just come in here and change these to 12. All right, work's done, right? 12, 12, 12, 12. That's all. Now everything's fixed. All right, assuming I've got all of Bill's information. But let's pretend, for the purposes of class, this is an oversimplified example. Let's say Bill's got 300 records in here. Yeah, you could do it with an update query, you could run through the order table and put an update query in there and change all the 5s to 12s, sure. But let's say there's 15 tables that are related to customers. Now you got to do that update query for 15 different tables, and it just becomes a lot of work. It would be much simpler if there was a way to change this to a 5. And you can't change it, but you can delete Bill Jones and then add it as a new record using that 5. Now you can't just add it here at the table level. You have to use something called an append query. Again, if you don't know what append queries are, I've got a free tip video that shows you how to use one. Go watch that now if you don't know what an append query is. For those of you who do, let's continue. So I go to my backup, because I've got a backup that's got Bill Jones' information in it. So now I know what all his information is. Okay, I know Bill Jones' customer ID was 5. Bill Jones, I've got his email, I've got his address, I've got all that stuff. All right, so I can type that one record back in, no problem. Members in the extended cut video, I'm going to show you how to do a bunch of records at the same time. But for the purposes of this free tech help video, I'm going to show you how to do it with one record. Again, this is an emergency case. So let's close, save changes, sure, close these tables. Let's create an append query. All right, let's come up here to create, query design. Now for this example, do not bring any tables into the query. Leave it blank. All right, but we are going to change this to an append query. What table do we want to append into? We're going to append into the customer table. Hit OK. Now you got nothing up here to pull data in, so we're going to come down here and type in some records. I want to append into the customer ID. What do I want to append? The number 5. That's Bill's customer ID, the one I'm replacing. Now at this point here, you could just run that, but I'm going to put one more field in here just so you can see what's going on. I'm going to add first name in here too and put in Bill. Put Bill inside of quotes. All right, this expression 1, expression 2, that's kind of meaningless at this point. Now run the query. Okay, nothing appears to happen. It's an append query. Nothing happens at this point. It happens in the background. In fact, if you try to run this a second time, it yells at you because that record exists now because we just added it. All right, let's move this off to the side. Let's open up the customer table. And there's Bill. We just added that with an append query. Access lets you get away with that if you use an append query. You can't type it in, can't do it in a form or a table, or even a regular query. You have to use an append query. Now, there's one thing that you have to be very careful about at this point, and this is why I don't normally teach this, only for emergencies. If you come down here and add another record, notice the auto number is set to 6. The auto number is set to whatever is after the record you just put in there. So be very careful, okay? You have to make sure that you bump that auto number up past where it needs to be. So if you've got 5,000 records in here, you know, you've got to either put in 5,000 more records or run the append query again. Come back over to this guy. Let me close this table. Come back over to here. Okay. Put something in here that you know is high enough, so like 200. And then, you know, just X or whatever you want to call this. Run it. I put a run button up here on my toolbar. All right. Go to the design table and you'll see the run here, or design tab, and you'll see run. Okay. Now I ran it. Now if I open up customer T again, there's my new record 200. Now, if I delete this guy and add another one, you can see I'm 201. All right, this is how you can get around Access's auto numbering rules, and you can reinsert records back into the table that you might have deleted. Now you're gonna have to go in here and type in all of Bill's information. Members, if you remember the YouTube channel, in the extended cut video, I'll show you how to do this from a backup table and pull all of Bill's information back in from your backups. But you guys, you can type this all in or copy and paste it if you want to now. Now that you've got this 5 in here, now the record is inserted in the table. You can go ahead and copy it and paste it from your backup table if you want to. Okay, so that's how you do that with the append query. Now you might be thinking that if you're using referential integrity, you can't accidentally delete a record if it's got children. So if Bill had orders in the system and you went to delete Bill, it would yell at you. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but referential integrity, make sure you don't have cascade deletes on. I hate cascade deletes. If you delete Bill, it deletes all of his orders too. That's very dangerous. I almost never use it. But if you have a split database, which most big databases are, if you're working for a company and you've got multiple users, you've got a split database solution. You can't use referential integrity with linked tables. So again, you'll need to be able to do something like this if you accidentally delete a record. Of course, I recommend not letting people play around in your tables altogether, period. Use forms, and in there have multiple "are you sure's" on a button before you let them delete stuff. That's a whole different video. All right, and I can't emphasize this enough. Back up your data. Back up your databases at least every night. Keep multiple rolling backups. I've got a database that I built that I'll be posting on my website soon. I'm just running it through the paces and making sure that it's working properly, that it backs up the data on a regular nightly basis. But you can use any backup service that you want. The problem with Access is if it's open, if someone on your network leaves the database open, it locks the file, and most backup software can't back it up. Okay, members, stick around for the extended cut. I'll post a link below for the members only video. I'll show you how to restore a bunch of records from a backup table. So if you've got record 5, 10, 15, 35, I'll show you how to pull all of them in at once. We'll do it with SQL and VBA, the append and delete queries, so we don't have to actually build queries. We'll do a one-click solution to run the import, and then we'll bump the ID up automatically. And then I'll show you that referential integrity trick to prevent deletion if your tables are all local. If they're not local, then you can't do it. How do you join? Click on the join button right under the video. See it? There's a little join button right down there. You'll see a list of all the different types of memberships that are available. Silver members and up get access to the extended cut tech help videos. Thank you for watching, and don't worry, I'm still going to keep posting free tech help videos just like this one to help everybody out free of charge. The members are just people who get extra little benefits. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Subscribing and joining are two different things. Subscribing just means that you will get notifications whenever I post new free videos. Also, make the trip over to my website and check out my Access forum. It's quite active. I'm very happy with that. If you want to see your question answered, send it to me on my Tech Help page. And if you haven't already, check out my free Access Level 1 class. That's a 3-hour tutorial. You can find it on YouTube or on my website. And if you like it, Level 1 is just $1. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you learned something. And one more time, back up your data every day.